pushing me up to the top. I saw the clouds.
Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. We are here live on the Bam Woman Show, live with Jen and Toyia. Prayers out to Jen. She's not feeling well today, but she will be watching the show today. So we are super excited about our guest, Miss Glynis Albright from Glynis's Kitchen. She's known as the Waffle Queen. So before we bring her on, I just want to let everyone know some things that we have going on with Bam Woman Magazine, Bam Guy Magazine. Submissions are still open for issue 5 of Bam Woman Magazine. The deadline will be January 22nd, which is my birthday. We have ad placement that is available. We still have some dates where you can come on the show if you have an event or anything that you want to talk about, your business, your brand, your journey. Look us up, www.bamwoman.com. And you can also send us an email at info@bamwomanmagazine.com. So without further ado, I will bring on our guest. Hi, how are you?
That's fine. That's fine. Oh my gosh, why my phone decides to ring.
It's okay. It's okay. Miss.
Cut it off.
That's fine.
Okay. All right, there we go. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'm going to let our viewers know just a little bit about who you are. You are known as the Waffle Queen. You have been a CEO and entrepreneur for years. So for decades. Wow. Yes. So how did you get into entrepreneurship? Like, what made you want to be your own CEO, your own boss?
You know, I guess it was in me since I was 10. Mm-hmm. When I moved from New Orleans to Los Angeles, I started a baking business. Didn't realize that later on, decades later, it would turn out to be my career. But I've always loved cooking and baking. This is something that I did for my family. And I guess it just kind of came into play. And I usually like working alone. So being CEO, that's just me.
Wow. So baking, what was the first thing that you baked at such a young age?
Gosh, let's see. At 10, the very first thing I baked, and let me take it back. You probably don't remember this, or maybe you weren't even born yet. But there's a mix called Jiffy. You know how they have the Jiffy cornbread mix? Yes. Well, in the 60s, they had Jiffy cake mix and frosting. And they had 3 flavors, white, chocolate, and yellow. And then the frosting was only chocolate. So I would go to the store, and it was only 25 cents. I would go to the store and buy up all the cake mixes. And that's how I made all my cupcakes and cookies and pie crust. I used it all from those 3 things. Wow. And that was my first start with Jiffy. And then, later the cornbread mix came out, but the cake mix was my first experience at baking. I really wanted an easy bake oven, but my father said, no, you're going to use a real oven. And I'm glad he did, because I would have played with that thing for 2 weeks and then put it in the garage.
I remember getting an easy bake oven one year for Christmas. I begged for it, and it went, I think I played with it. Well, I'm going to say played with it because I really didn't bake with it for maybe a few weeks, and then it went in. So, but that was the thing. Everybody wanted the easy bake oven. And I forgot about an easy bake oven until you brought it up. Like, yes, dude, I wonder, they still make those?
I think they do. They look much better, I think. I bought my daughter one. Once Selena turned, I think it was 8 or 9, I bought her an easy bake oven. Again, she played with it once or twice, put it back in the box, and gave it away as a gift. And then remember later the Susie Homemaker oven came out.
Yeah.
There were so many different gadgets for baking, but my father said, no, you don't need one of those. I'm gonna teach you how to use a real oven.
I know one of my mentees, she has a little mixer aid It's a one for her size.
Okay.
She likes to bake. But I thought that was just the neatest thing. So what was your journey like getting to the waffle mix? Like what was the journey? How did that come about?
Okay. Well, in college, when you're attending school, you don't have a lot of money. I was on full scholarship, but I worked a part-time job because I was broke all the time because I like buy clothes and shoes and purses and stuff like that. So anyway, I started creating all these recipes, and I would share them with my lab partners. I was a biology major. My lab partners, my study partners, my line sisters when I pledged Delta Sigma Theta, my boyfriend, who turned out to be my husband, next year to 50 years. So they were my guinea pigs. I would start making, waffles, pancakes, and crepes. And because we were so poor, we would eat them for breakfast. And then when I got home from school, sometimes I would eat them for dinner too. So that's how the waffle mix came about. I just started creating stuff to save money. And then I would fry chicken, catfish, shrimp, depending upon my money flow. So that was my thing, making up recipes, and everybody knew when you go to Glynis's apartment, she's going to feed you. And later, once I got married, everybody started coming over saying, can you make some of those waffles for us? Or can you make some of those pancakes? It just became a big thing where everyone comes to our home. And I know how to cook other things. I always ask for my chicken and waffles. So that became the...
Look, I want some chicken and waffle.
Yes. And then it was like, okay, she's the waffle queen. Yes. And so I kept the name.
The waffle queen. I love it. And you created your own waffle mix, right?
Yes. Let me show it to you.
Wow.
When it says waffle mix. There you go.
Yes.
Waffle mix.
Yes. And it's in stores
for that to happen.
How many?
43 years. Because it was in 1977 when I created the recipe. But again, it was just for my family and my friends. And then in 2017, that's when I decided to release it to the world so they can enjoy it too.
So what made you go ahead and release this recipe and release basically your dream, your passion, to release it to the world for us to be able to be a part of that? Like what triggered that?
Yeah, as far as the waffle mix, my family and my friends, every time they would come over, they would ask me, well, is this on the market? Can I buy it at the store? And I would go, no, you have to come here. So 2017, I said, okay, I'm going to do it. Well, actually, it was 2016 because I had to come up with the logo, take care of all the legal business, find a manufacturer, the whole bit, turn my recipe into a formula. So it was a lot of work that took a year to happen. And then finally, 2017, I went on the Dave Cos cruise.
Okay.
He had already been to the house and asked, for waffles and stuff. So I said, okay, let me try it out on people from all over the world first and see if it's going to work. And there were 7,000 people on the cruise ship. We were there for 2 weeks. So it was about 7,200. So it was like 3,600 they bring on the first week. And then the second week, another 3,600. And so I prepared it for the cruisers and it went over. It was like, wow. The place was packed for waffles at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my goodness.
I said, okay, we're going to do it. So as soon as we got back, I believe it was April, by May, production started. And by September, the mix was open for the world to order.
Oh my goodness. So I was reading a little bit about, your backstory. You were diagnosed with leukemia, right?
Yes.
Okay. My mom passed away in 98 from leukemia. So as I was reading your story and your journey, I was just like, oh my goodness. So you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure.
Kind of share just a little bit of that journey.
Well, first off, I was going to school to be a neurosurgeon, but God had another plan. So now instead of being a doctor in that area, my PhD is in natural health food science. Okay. So that's the area that I'm in, nutrition. So instead of healing people by doing surgery, now it's healing people through food. So all of my treats that I create, they're low in sugar, low in sodium, no artificial sweeteners, no preservatives, no additives, no food dyes. You know, why use dyes when you can use cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, vanilla, turmeric, you know, to get the yellow color, and all the other ones to get the red color.
Yes.
Then you get all these health benefits. You get the smell, you get the taste, you know, you get the aroma that fills the house when you're making it. It's just wonderful. So that has been my passion, to heal through food.
Okay. All righty. Well, we are going to take a quick ad break, and then we will jump back in with more from Glynis Albright, Glynis's Kitchen.
Thank you.
Well, we are back with the second half of our show. You are watching Bam Woman Show live with Jen and Toyia, and we have our special guest, Miss Glynis Albright, owner of Glynis's Kitchen, the Waffle Queen.
Yes.
So
I wanted to add on to the last question. Once I was diagnosed, I started creating foods for people who were like me. So the basis of all of my treats is fruits, vegetables, herbs, and spices. So that's what really pulled me into the food industry. You know, I love to cook and bake anyway. I was like, wow, well, let me use all of my knowledge that I learned from, you know, biology, chemistry, epidemiology, put it all together and form a food line that would not only help me, but also help others. And then my business evolved, and everyone started coming into the shops. And at that time, I was in Simi Valley, California.
Okay.
And they would come to the shop and they say, you know, well, I have heart problems. I'm overweight. I'm a diabetic. That's how the business grew. I started creating different treats for people that had all sorts of illnesses, or all sorts of health challenges. And fast forwarding today, now I have the comfort food line. And most people know that when you're eating something that's comfort, you know, you might gain weight, but maybe extra calories. But I handle my comfort food line the same way I do my health conscious food lines. You know, like I said, with no, you know, added artificial sweeteners and preservatives and all the junk stuff.
I love that.
But I want to make sure that the flavor is still there. And when you add real food in, when you're making, when you're creating something, real foods have flavor.
They do.
Yes.
Yes, they do.
I just wanted to make that point. Okay, go on.
Oh my goodness. So, let's talk about your logo. I know Aunt Jemima wasn't a real person, and that, you know, they pulled that off the shelves. So how does that, your brand with a character logo, how does that affect your business and you moving forward? Has it affected it any?
Well, first of all, my faith is very strong. And I rely on God for all of my answers. So I prayed about releasing the Glynis's Kitchen line because it was a comfort food, and I've always been affiliated in the health, you know, industry. So I had a dream, and I'm praying to God, you know, what should I do with this logo, since I'm kind of stepping out into a whole new industry, even though it's still food. And I dreamt of me wearing a waffle skirt, a crepe bustier, and a pancake necklace because the mix makes all three. And that's what I was known for. So I hired a local artist,
Uh-huh.
Kenneth Gatewood, and it took 11 tries and he drew me. I sent him different pictures of me in different poses. And he drew the original concept of me wearing the waffle skirt, the crepe bustier, and the pancake necklace. And then my new graphic artist, Den Tran, he transformed her into the beauty.
I know. I love it.
So that's where it came from. And the difference between me and Aunt Jemima, because as you know, she isn't a real person. It was an ugly name that they gave to Black women back in the 1800s. I own my own name. I own my recipes.
Yes.
Formula. I own the business. And that's the difference between us. I do give, I take my hat off to Nancy Green, who was the first person to portray Aunt Jemima. And then there were 6 other women who came after her. Okay. So I tip my hat off to them as though to say, you know what, I got this. Yes. Don't worry about it. You had to portray somebody that was ugly, but I'm going to take this crown and run with it.
I love it. I love the logo. It just, it feels so homey and welcoming. And you just smile when you pick it up and when you look at it. It just makes you happy.
Thank you so much.
So what advice would you give your younger self?
Oh, well, it's okay to make mistakes. Yeah. I've always tried to be just so perfect. I mean, the perfectionism in me is like, I got to do it right. I got to do it right. I look at my business as something that I have to do. It has to be perfect because so many lives are depending upon it. Yes. But for me, it's like you can make mistakes and just learn from them.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that's the one thing that I would tell my younger self, because I would just be so torn whenever I made a mistake. It's like a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
I like that. I do. I like that. So you are a wife, mom, entrepreneur. How do you juggle all 3 of those?
Oh, wow. Oh, gosh. Sometimes some people would call me, superwoman, but you just have to allocate your time. There were times when I would be, oh my gosh, exhausted by the end of the day. And then sometimes my days would go really long into the next day. I would wake up at around 11, but then I wouldn't go to bed until 3 o'clock the following morning. So what I'm learning now is just to balance everything. Make sure that you give time to each title or each crown that you're wearing, being a mother, being a wife, being a grandmother.
Okay.
Being a businesswoman, being a doctor, therapist, minister, you're just doing all these different things, constantly to different people. I ask God to just help me to help others. And after I help them, to just delete everything. Give me a clean slate so that all my energy is not depleted by the end of the day. So I've got really, really better at that. It took years for me to get to this point, but you have to allocate your time because something's going to give. And mostly it's you,
Exactly. That is so true.
That gives.
Yes. So. It's balance.
Balance it out.
Yes. Oh, wow.
And ask for help. If you need help, ask for it. I didn't ask for help in the past. I would try to do everything myself. I would micromanage everybody. And my kids would tell me, Mom, it's cool. I got this. So you have to trust yourself to say that everything that you're teaching everyone else, that they're getting it. You're giving them your best and they're going to give you their best in return. So, and it's okay to say no too.
Yes. I have learned that it's okay to say no. I used to hate to say no. And I would overbook myself or overextend myself. And then, once you do that and you've done it over and over again, your body shuts down. You're no good.
It does. And then, you're just so exhausted by the end of the day. You can't perform the following day. You're making more mistakes.
Yes.
So, saying no too.
Definitely. So
Mhm.
what's your I know people are real big on self-care, and what is something that you do to help you unwind, relax, and what is something that you enjoy that
Ooh,
just kind
honey,
of brings you
that's
peace?
an easy one. That's an easy one. And everyone knows it. All of my true girlfriends know that I like to take 3 to 6 hour baths. Honey,
Oh,
let me tell you, it will change your life. I would light those candles, close
uh-huh.
the bathroom, put on my Nina Simone,
I love her.
and fill the tub with bubbles. And I
Mhm.
have my iPad and my phone there, and I'm just playing my food games and my word games. I
Yes.
just go off to another world. I mean, I was raised in partially in New Orleans, so my mom gave me baths. We didn't do showers, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm used to. I know how to take a 3 minute bath. I know how to take a 3 hour bath.
Yes. I
So
love
when I'm ready to do that real self care,
that.
I do my facial, my
Yes.
body scrub, and I sit in that tub of bubbles and I just leave. And everyone knows, that's my time for me to relax and to regroup and to rejuvenate.
I love that. I
Yes.
love that. Oh, I have so enjoyed talking to you today. How can our viewers and guests follow you and buy your product and support you?
They can go to glyniskitchen.com, and that's Glynis kitchen.com. And I
Okay.
will ship nationwide. We're working on shipping internationally as well. But
Okay.
zulily.com, you can get the product in Singapore, Australia, and the UK.
Okay. Ooh,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Mhm.
Yes. So let us know your social media one more time.
Inside Glynis Kitchen,
Okay.
reach me there at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or you can just put in Glynis Albright. I'll pop up. Don't forget my YouTube channel, Inside
Yes.
Glynis Kitchen. Boom. I'm right there.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for spending time with us and taking time out of your busy schedule to talk with Bam Woman. Um, she will also be in our next issue, Bam Woman magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Wow,
yes,
that's a surprise. Thank you.
yes. We're gonna put you in there. I love your story. I love your energy, personality. I'm a fan.
Thank you. Thank you
So yes.
so, so much. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. And you have a great and blessed
You
weekend.
too. You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. Wow. I really enjoyed talking to Mrs. Glynis Albright of Glynis's Kitchen. Please visit her website, support her, glyniskitchen.com. Get the waffle mix. I'm going to order me some. Yeah. So we going to do just a few quick announcements. We have, like I said, issue 5 still has submissions that you still open for submissions. Bam Guy, issue 2. If you know of any men in business, community leaders, organization leaders, please send them our way. Bam Guy Magazine at gmail.com. The Texas African American Museum in Tyler will be hosting a fundraising gala. The special guest speaker will be Dr. Khalila Ali. So we are super excited to have her come to East Texas and just grace us with her presence. And tickets are available, sponsorship is available, tables are available. Also, Bam Woman. Magazine will be going to the Ultimate Women's Expo, which will be in Atlanta, and that's in May. So we will be having swag bags at our table. So you definitely want to sign up for our swag bag opportunity. If you visit our website at www.bamwoman.com, all the information is on there. And you can follow us on Instagram at Bam Woman Magazine, Twitter at Bam Woman, TikTok at Bam Woman, Facebook at Bam Woman Magazine. Thank you, and y'all have a blessed weekend. Check our outro.
Do to victory.